It's Maria Murphy, and it has been a minute or two since I've been on this page in video form. I've been on the page sharing encouragement in text and that kind of thing, but I wanted to come on here today in video form just to say hello. I hope you are well. I hope everything in your life is moving in the direction that you want it to. I wanted to share with you real quick today how I just completed year one of walking away from, my job in healthcare that I worked at for 21 years at the company. May the 3rd of last year was the final day at that job. And I stepped into this job of full-time ministry as president and senior pastor of Father's House Family Church in Dighton, Massachusetts. It has been a wonderful year, and I'll give you a quick update at the end of some exciting things that are happening there. But I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes today about mindset and something that changed my mindset concerning leaving a company that I was comfortable in for 21 years. The pay was great. The benefits were great. I loved the people I worked with. And so I was real comfortable in that company. If you asked me several years ago, will you ever leave the company? I'd be like, I want to be the youngest person to retire from this company, but I'm not ready to leave today. That's what I would have told you. And I didn't see myself leaving. And so my mindset was, I'm here for, till whenever. I wanted to leave because I know what I've been called to do, and that is ministry, but I just didn't see it. I couldn't see how it could happen. The church was not in any place to be able to pay me what I was making at the company that I was in. And so I was like, this is probably not gonna pan out right now. So what happened was in October of 2020, my dad announced that they were transitioning the church to me. And at that time, I just felt this, I don't know what it was, an inkling to just sit down and write a resignation letter to my boss. I said, what would I tell my boss if I was to sit down and write him a letter saying I'm leaving the company? And at that point, I didn't see this happening, but I just thought, let me just write it down. So I started to write the letter. I dated it February of 2021, just a date, February of 2021. And I wrote to him, I really liked my boss. So I wrote to him how much I appreciate him and all of that. And I wrote, in the spring of 2021, I'll be leaving the company. I'll be resigning my position here. And, I appreciate you, all that you would put in a letter. And so I looked at it. I'm like, okay, this is what I would say. So it started changing my thinking a bit. My thinking went from, this is impossible, impossible, to what if it was possible? And so I pinned it up on my vision board. It took up a lot of space, so it covered some of the things, and because it was a priority to me. I've always said that if I was going to be a senior pastor or any type of pastor, I wanted to not be working two jobs. And many pastors do that. I just didn't feel like I could do that and handle it and do it well. I wanted to be fully focused. And so, and my husband always said, well, if God's telling you to do that, he should provide for you. And he's right. So I put it up there. And we continued to have meetings with the board, and we weren't really close on the gap between the salaries between the two. And I would talk to my financial advisor and different things of that nature. I did what I knew to do. And so, but I kept thinking, what if this could be a reality? Then one day at work, I was meeting with an individual who we were working on a project together. And she said, well, in the spring of 2021 is our target date to launch this and do that. And I heard myself say this without even thinking. I just said, well, I won't be here in the spring of 2021. And so she stopped what she was doing and looked up and said, what? Come again? And I was like, no, I won't be here in the spring of 2021. And she was like, why not? And I'm like, oh, well, I told her what was happening with the transition. And so I'm planning on leaving. And I said it, I guess, so convincing to her that she started telling people. She took it back to another meeting and said, we got to move the target date up because Maria Murphy is leaving the company. And I'm like, oh, what have I done? I get a call from my boss. He's like, what are you doing? So it started this momentum. It started to change things. And for me, what it did for my mindset, it went from, I don't know if this is going to happen, to what if this could happen, to this is happening. This is happening. The more I looked at the letter, the more I said it, the more my mind opened up to the possibility of, oh no, this is happening. Then we started having meetings and the gap started closing and closing. We did some things with our finances. The gap started closing and closing. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is happening. And so I ended up giving my boss the letter in February. I gave it to him in February because he wanted a few months' notice. And at that point, I dated it for April the 30th. I said, let's date it for April the 30th. Well, it wasn't April the 30th. It was the next week because I was on vacation on the week of April the 30th. It was May the 3rd. That was my final day at the company. And not only did God not work it out so the church matched my salary, it exceeded it. And so we thank God for that. Only He can do that part. Only He can do all of it, actually. And so I just wanted to get on here to encourage you. You know, what is it that you're dreaming about or that you're wanting to see? Maybe you're not working in your calling. It's just a job to you and you want to do something else where you feel more purpose, you know, and you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose. Maybe that's what it is. Think about the steps you can take now to start making that a possibility in your life and changing your mindset from that'll never happen to what if to, oh no, it's happening, and to see it become a reality in your life. Because whatever it is, you can do it. You can do it. It's possible. It's not impossible. It's possible. So I'm grateful for the year that we've had right now. Currently, I'm so excited because we are in a construction project at the church. We have outgrown our facility in terms of the impact that we can make in the community. We're a church that's all about impact. And so we want to have a rec center for kids. We want to have a childcare center, a school, different things that we want to do for the community. So we've outgrown that in our facility. And it just so happens, this worked out the same way. The town had an interest in our building and we just signed a purchase and sale agreement with them for them to purchase our building from us. And they have some land that we're looking to purchase from them. We'll get the shovels in the ground real soon. And before long, we're going to have a new church facility. And so we're excited about it. I got my construction hat on. We're ready for this. I've never done this type of thing before, but I know that God's going with us. And so we have exciting things happening in the position that I'm in now and with our church. And so whatever it is that you are working on, pursuing in your life, that you feel called to do, don't ever give up on your dream. Don't ever give up, but start to make it a reality by first, you've got to work on your mindset. And if in order to do that, you've got to see something tangible. You've got to see it. So get it up on your vision board. If it's a picture of maybe you want a diploma in something, a degree, go online, get a template, fill it out, put it on your vision board and speak to that degree and call that degree to come to fruition. God will supply the money or whatever it is that you need for it. Just get it up on the vision board so you could start to see it, so you could start to change your mindset. If we see something, we're people who have to see things to believe it. That's just how we are. And so you may not be able to see the finished product, but you can see it on your vision board. And when you start to see it, it starts to become a reality on the inside of you. And then you'll get the steps, okay, this is the step I'll need to take next. This is what I need to do. And for me, it was to say it. I had to say it next. And it just happened. I didn't even make myself say it. It just happened. And so I just wanted to encourage you today, know that your dream is possible because God gave you the dream and He is also the one that provides. And so do what you need to do to get your mindset aligned to whatever it is that your purpose is. All right. Well, I love you all. God bless you. Have a great day today.